Good evening. This is All India Radio. I'm Anuja Kumar, and with me is Nishit Kumar with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi asserts development in Kashi can be a roadmap for the entire country. Virtually chairs All India Mayors Conference at Varanasi. Foundation stone of Ganga Expressway to be laid by Prime Minister at Shahjahanpur district in Uttar Pradesh tomorrow. India and France discuss bilateral, regional and defence issues during third annual defence dialogue in Delhi. India-Central Asia dialogue to begin in Delhi tomorrow. Foreign ministers of Kazakhstan, Kyrgyz Republic, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan to participate in the meeting. Centre says country is administering COVID-19 vaccine doses at highest rate in the world. Government appeals to people to avoid mass gatherings and non-essential travel in view of infectious Omicron variant of COVID-19. In hockey, India thrashed arch rivals Pakistan 3-1 in round-robin clash of Men's Asian Champions Trophy in Dhaka, and Indian shuttlers Kidambi Srikanth and Lakshya Sen storm into semi-finals of men's singles at World Championships in Spain, assure India of 2 medals. As India marches towards administering 150 crore vaccine doses against COVID-19, news about the new corona variant is a cause of concern. In this situation, we appeal to our listeners to get fully vaccinated at the earliest and help others get vaccinated. Please continue to follow these 3 simple steps to stay safe. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi chaired the All India Mayors Conference at Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh today through video conferencing. Addressing the gathering, the Prime Minister elaborated on the renovation works done in his parliamentary constituency, Varanasi. Mr. Modi said development of Kashi can be a roadmap for the entire country.
काशी का विकास पूरे देश के लिए विकास का एक रोड मैप बन सकता है। हमारे देश में ज्यादातर शहर पारंपरिक शहर ही है, पारंपरिक तरीके से ही विकसित हुए हैं। आधुनिकीकरण के इस दौर में हमारे इन शहरों की प्राचीनता में भी उतनी अहमियत हम अपने प्राचीन शहरों में उनकी हर गली से, हर पत्थर से, हर पल से, इतिहास के हर तवारीख से बहुत कुछ सीख सकते हैं।
Mr. Modi urged the mayors to make their cities vibrant, clean and beautiful. He said cities are the driving force of country's economy. He said efforts should be made to make the cities a hub for a vibrant economy.
हमारी इकोनॉमी का जो ड्राइविंग फोर्स है वो हमारा शहर है। हमें शहर को वाइब्रेंट इकोनॉमी का हब बनाना चाहिए। उसके लिए हमारा ध्यान होना चाहिए कि जहां पर नए उद्योग लग सकते हैं उसकी जगह आइडेंटिफाई करें। लोगों को रहने के लिए, मजदूरों को रहने के लिए व्यवस्था भी साथ साथ बनती चले ताकि उनको जाना न पड़े एक जगह से दूसरी जगह पे, वहीं पर उनको काम भी मिल जाए और वहीं पर उनको रहने की व्यवस्था मिल जाए, उनको सुविधा मिल जाए। हमारे डेवलपमेंट के मॉडल में हमें ये इंटीग्रेटेड अप्रोच, होलिस्टिक अप्रोच, ये हमें रखना ही होगा और तब जाकर के इकोनॉमी एक्टिविटी के लिए हर कोई आएगा।
The Prime Minister called upon the mayors to work on a waste management revenue model. He said converting waste into wealth will benefit the cities immensely. He urged the citizens to participate in making their cities better and future ready. He said that Jan Bhagidari will truly take our nation forward towards newer heights. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will lay the foundation stone of the longest expressway of Uttar Pradesh, Ganga Expressway in Shahjahanpur district tomorrow. Mr. Modi will also address a rally at the Rosa ground after the function. The inspiration behind the expressway is the vision of the Prime Minister to provide fast-paced connectivity across the country. More from our correspondent.
The 594-kilometer-long 6-lane expressway will be built at a cost of over 36,200 crores. Starting near the Bijoli village in Meerut, the expressway will extend till near the Judapur Dandu village in Prayagraj. It will pass through Meerut, Hapur, Bulandshahr, Amroha, Sambhal, Badaयूं, Shahjahanpur, Hardoi, Unnao, Raebareli, Pratapgarh and Prayagraj districts. Upon completion of work, it will become the longest expressway of Uttar Pradesh, connecting the western and eastern regions of the state. A 3.5-kilometer long air strip for assisting emergency takeoff and landing of Air Force planes will also be constructed on the expressway in Shahjahanpur. An industrial corridor is also proposed to be built along the expressway. The expressway will also give a fillip to multiple sectors including industrial development, trade, agriculture and tourism. It will provide a big boost to the socio-economic development of the region. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Shahjahanpur.
The third annual defence dialogue between India and France took place between Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh and its French counterpart Florence Parly in New Delhi today. A wide range of bilateral, regional, defence and defence industrial cooperation issues were discussed in the annual meeting. The ministers reviewed the existing military-to-military cooperation, which has increased in spite of pandemic challenges. They discussed ways to increase defence cooperation in all domains. India and France have recently concluded their annual bilateral army exercise Shakti with focus on counter-terrorist operations in France in November this year. Defence industrial cooperation was discussed with focus on future collaborations and co-production between the two countries. The ministers acknowledged their convergences on a number of strategic and defence issues. They expressed commitment to work together to enhance cooperation in bilateral, regional and multilateral forums. Earlier, Ms. Florence Parly called on Prime Minister Narendra Modi. External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar will be hosting the third meeting of the India-Central Asia Dialogue in New Delhi from tomorrow till the 28th of December. Foreign ministers of Kazakhstan, Kyrgyz Republic, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan will participate in the meeting. During the meeting, the ministers are expected to discuss further strengthening of relations between India and the Central Asian countries with particular focus on trade, connectivity and development cooperation. They will also exchange views on regional and international issues of mutual interest. The ministers are also likely to call on Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Meanwhile, Foreign Minister of Kyrgyz Republic Ruslan Kazakbayev and Tajikistan Foreign Minister Sirojiddin Mohriddin arrived in Delhi this afternoon to take part in the dialogue. The Tajikistan Foreign Minister will hold a bilateral meeting with External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar in New Delhi tomorrow and take part in the India-Central Asia Dialogue on Sunday. Uzbekistan Foreign Minister Abdul Aziz Kamilov, Turkmenistan Foreign Minister Rashid Meredov and Kazakhstan Foreign Minister Mukhtar Teliobardi are scheduled to arrive tomorrow for the India-Central Asia Dialogue.
External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar today said Vietnam is a key partner of India both in the ASEAN and the Indo-Pacific. In his address at the celebration of 5th anniversary of India-Vietnam Comprehensive Strategic Partnership, the minister said the India-Vietnam partnership will be a significant stabilizing factor in the Indo-Pacific at a time of global uncertainty and post-COVID economic recovery. He said that as political and security partners, India and Vietnam have converging interests in a multipolar and rebalancing world. India and the US have announced a new program supporting innovations to tackle climate and clean energy challenges. The program, titled Technology-Based Energy Solutions, Innovations for Net Zero, constitutes a call for ignition grants by the United States India Science and Technology Endowment Fund. It will identify and support technology showstoppers or promising joint India-US science and tech-based entrepreneurial initiatives in this area.
Union Minister for Road Transport and Highways Nitin Gadkari today said that his department has planned to execute infrastructure projects worth 7 lakh crore rupees in the next 2 to 3 years. Addressing the National Conference on Investment Opportunities in Highways, Transport and Logistics in Mumbai, Mr. Gadkari said investment opportunities are available in construction of highways, multimodal logistics parks, wayside amenities, ropeways, warehousing zones and more. Urging investors not to worry about economic viability, the minister assured that projects are now awarded only after 90% of the land acquisition is complete and all environmental clearances are in place. Talking about the Bharatmala project, Mr. Gadkari said the plan is to cut travel time from Mumbai to Delhi from 48 hours to 12 hours within the next 1 year. Listing the benefits of vehicle scrappage policy, the minister said that the policy will lead to reduction in pollution, improve tax revenues, give a fillip to the automobile sector, boost exports and create jobs. You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi asserts development in Kashi can be a roadmap for the entire country. Virtually chairs All India Mayors Conference at Varanasi. Foundation stone of Ganga Expressway to be laid by Prime Minister at Shahjahanpur district in Uttar Pradesh tomorrow. India and France discuss bilateral, regional and defence issues during the 3rd Annual Defence Dialogue in Delhi. India-Central Asia Dialogue to begin in Delhi tomorrow. Foreign ministers of Kazakhstan, Kyrgyz Republic, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan to participate in the meeting. Centre says countries administering COVID-19 vaccine doses at the highest rate in the world. Government appeals to people to avoid mass gatherings and non-essential travel in view of the infectious Omicron variant of COVID-19. In hockey, India thrashed arch rivals Pakistan 3-1 in the round-robin clash of Men's Asian Championship Trophy in Dhaka. And Indian shuttlers Kidambi Shrikant and Lakshya Sen storm into the semi-finals of the men's singles at the World Championships in Spain, assure India of 2 medals. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
Welcome back to the evening news on All India Radio. Both the Houses of Parliament were adjourned for the day today. The Lok Sabha was rocked for the 3rd consecutive day today by the opposition over their demands, while the Rajya Sabha was adjourned by the chairman after laying off the papers. When the Lok Sabha reassembled at 2 p.m. after the first adjournment, members of opposition again trooped into the well of the House over the issue of Lakhimpur Kheri incident and the demand of dismissal of Union Minister of State for Home Ajay Kumar Mishra from the Council of Ministers. The presiding officer appealed to agitating members to let the House function, but in vain. As the protest and sloganeering continued, the chair adjourned the House for the day. Amid commotion, the National Anti-Doping Bill 2021, the Wildlife Protection Amendment Bill 2021 and the Appropriation Number 5 Bill 2021 were introduced in the lower house. The House also approved the amendments in the Surrogacy Regulation Bill 2019 suggested by the Rajya Sabha. In the upper house, after laying off the papers, Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu requested all members to arrive at a consensus after having a meeting with the Leader of the House and other senior members of the opposition. After the statement, the Chairman adjourned the House for the day. Law and Justice Minister Kiren Rijiju today said that electronic voting machines (EVMs) are fully secure due to its technical and administrative safeguards. In a written reply to the Lok Sabha, the minister said that there is no proposal under consideration to adopt the methodology being used by the developed countries for electoral process in place of voting machines. He also added that so far no cases have been reported by the Election Commission of India regarding misuse of EVMs in the country. The minister further said, according to the ECI, the voting machines used by it are designed to meet the requirements of electoral laws and process being allowed in the country.
India has focused on boosting indigenous defence capabilities through Defence Acquisition Procedure 2020 and several other policy initiatives. In a written reply to a question in the Lok Sabha, Minister of State for Defence Ajay Bhatt said, in the last 3 financial years, out of total of 185 contracts, 70 have been signed with the foreign vendors for capital procurement of defence equipment. He said Defence Acquisition Procedure 2021 and other government initiatives are to reduce reliance on imports and to promote Atmanirbhar Bharat. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hosted a roundtable interaction with representatives of the venture capital and private equity funds at Lok Kalyan Marg in New Delhi today. During the interaction, Prime Minister sought suggestions towards improving ease of doing business in India, attracting more capital and furthering the reform process in the country. He appreciated the practical suggestions received from the representatives and said the government is committed towards working to resolve the issues and challenges highlighted. Mr. Modi also discussed the efforts undertaken by the government to bring in more reforms, future potential of initiatives like PM Gati Shakti and steps taken to reduce the unnecessary compliance burden. The Prime Minister also mentioned the innovation happening in India at the grassroots level and to boost the startup ecosystem.
Around 136 crore doses of COVID vaccine have been administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. 7,886 COVID patients recovered during the last 24 hours, and the national recovery rate stands at 98.38%. The country reported 7,447 new COVID cases in last 24 hours. The government has informed that so far 101 Omicron cases have been detected in 11 states in the country. Briefing media in New Delhi today, Joint Secretary in the Health Ministry, Love Agarwal, said that Maharashtra has reported the maximum 32 cases of Omicron.
अगर हम देश के कोविड ओमिक्रॉन केसेस की परिस्थिति को देखें तो हम पाते हैं कि 11 स्टेट में टोटल 101 ओमिक्रॉन केसेस अब तक डिटेक्ट हुए हैं। इस संख्या में ऑन ए डेली बेसिस देश में ट्रैक किया जाता है। महाराष्ट्र में 32 केस, दिल्ली में 22 केस, राजस्थान, कर्नाटक, तेलंगाना, ऐसे करते हुए करीब 11 स्टेट्स में 101 केस अब तक नोट किए जा चुके हैं।
Mr. Agarwal further informed that Omicron variant has so far been reported in 91 countries in the world, and World Health Organization has said that Omicron is spreading faster than the Delta variant in South Africa, where Delta circulation was low. He said the number of daily Omicron cases around the world are increasing rapidly, particularly in the UK, Denmark, Norway and South Africa. Mr. Agarwal added that in India, less than 10,000 cases of COVID-19 is being reported daily in the country, but it is important that people should not let their guard down in the fight against the pandemic. Mr. Agarwal appealed to the people to must receive the COVID vaccine and strictly follow the COVID-appropriate behavior. On the status of COVID vaccination in the country, Mr. Agarwal informed that India is administering COVID-19 vaccine doses at the highest rate in the world. He said the average daily doses administered in the country is 74.31 lakh doses, which is 4.8 times more than in the USA and 12.5 times more than in the UK. During the media briefing, Director General of Indian Council of Medical Research, Dr. Balram Bhargav, said that Omicron variant is spreading very fast in the Europe and most part of the world. In view of it, Dr. Bhargav emphasized that this is the time to avoid non-essential travel, mass gatherings, and it is very important to observe low-intensity festivities.
Time to avoid non-essential travel, number one. Time to avoid mass gatherings, second. And number three, time to observe low-intensity festivities, and ushering in the new year is to be very low intensity. That is very important. So these are the three important points that I want to say. The next bullet point that I want to clearly say is that those districts which are more than 5% test positivity rate need to ensure restrictive measures.
Niti Aayog member Health Dr. V.K. Paul informed that the Government of India has taken a comprehensive and far-reaching measures to prevent the ingress of Omicron into the country through restrictions and monitoring of incoming passengers. He said the government has also intensified genomic surveillance.
The country has incurred expenditure of 19,675 crore rupees for procurement of COVID-19 vaccine till the 9th of December for free supply of vaccine doses to the states and union territories. Replying to a written question in the Lok Sabha, Minister of State for Health and Family Welfare, Dr. Bharati Pawar, said till the 15th of this month, various private hospitals across the country have procured over 4 crore 62 lakh doses of Covishield and Covaxin vaccines. The Special National Investigation Agency, NIA, court in Patna today announced life imprisonment to 3 convicts and 10 years of jail term to 5 other convicts of the Jamaatul Mujahideen Bangladesh JMB terrorist group for the role in the IED explosion in Bodh Gaya in 2018. The conspiracy took place when Tibetan spiritual leader, the Dalai Lama, along with several Buddhist pilgrims, were camping in the town to participate in the month-long Kalachakra Puja.
News just in, visiting French Minister for Armed Forces Florence Parly called on Prime Minister Narendra Modi in New Delhi this evening. They discussed bilateral defence cooperation, regional security, Indo-Pacific and France's forthcoming presidency of the EU Council. Mr. Modi said in a tweet that he reiterated India's commitment to further deepening India-France strategic partnership. On the occasion of the National Day of Bhutan, the Himalayan country has decided to confer its highest civilian award, Gyangbak Pel J Korlo, or the Order of the Druk Gyatlo, on Prime Minister Narendra Modi. In a Facebook message, Prime Minister of Bhutan, Dr. Lothe Tshering, said the King of Bhutan has pronounced the name of Prime Minister Modi for the much-coveted civilian decoration and highlighted the unconditional friendship and support Mr. Modi has extended over the years, and particularly during COVID-19 pandemic. Prime Minister Modi said he is deeply touched by Bhutan's decision to confer its highest civilian award on him. In a series of tweets, Mr. Modi expressed gratitude to the King of Bhutan. The Prime Minister said he admires Bhutan for its unique model of sustainable development and the deeply spiritual way of life. He stated that successive Druk Gyalpos of Bhutan have given a unique identity to the kingdom and nurtured the special bond of neighborly friendship that India and Bhutan share.
And now let's listen to a special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
Remember Rajendranath Lahiri, a revolutionary freedom fighter who was the mastermind behind the Kakori conspiracy and Dakshineshwar bombing.
Born in 1901 in Pabna district of the Bengal Presidency, Lahiri was sent to Varanasi for studies. During his studies, he came into contact with Sachindranath Sanyal, the co-founder of the Hindustan Republic Association, HRA, and thus began his revolutionary career. Lahiri became the district organizer for the HRA in Varanasi. He used several aliases like Charu, Jawahar and Jugal Kishore.
Along with Ashfaqullah Khan, Ramprasad Bismil and Roshan Singh, Rajendranath Lahiri helped carry out the Kakori robbery of 1925. It was Lahiri who stopped the train by pulling the chain from a second-class compartment and then helped the revolutionaries in action.
Lahiri was later arrested from a bomb factory in Dakshineshwar, Calcutta, and was awarded a 10-year sentence. However, after some time, the British authorities identified him as one of the revolutionaries involved in the Kakori robbery. Lahiri was then tried along with Ashfaqullah Khan, Ramprasad Bismil and Roshan Singh. They were sentenced to death.
Lahiri was shifted to Gonda district jail for execution. The British police got a whiff of the plan of the revolutionaries to free Lahiri. Jail authorities decided to hang Lahiri before the prison break plan could be put into action, and Lahiri was hanged 2 days prior to the scheduled date. Lahiri was only 24 years old when he attained martyrdom. We paid tribute to the great martyr.
On December 17, 1927, Bhagat Singh and his associates shot John Saunders. In Lahore, Lala Lajpat Rai was hit during a lathi charge while leading an agitation against the Simon Commission.
Simon Commission!
Lala Lajpat Rai later succumbed to his injuries. Thus, Bhagat Singh and his comrades vowed to avenge Lala Lajpat Rai's death.
Bhagat Singh conspired with revolutionaries like Shivram Rajguru, Sukhdev Thapar and Chandrasekhar Azad to kill James Scott. James Scott was the superintendent of police who had ordered lathi charge on Lala Lajpat Rai. However, in a case of mistaken identity, they shot John Saunders, who was an assistant superintendent of police. After the incident, the group escaped with the help of Durgavati Devi. The police launched a massive search operation to catch them but could not arrest. Reminding the significance of the incident, Jawaharlal Nehru said that Bhagat Singh did not become popular because of his act, but because he seemed to have vindicated the honor of Lala Lajpat Rai and through him of the nation.
Today we also remember the revolutionary journalist and a close associate of Sri Aurobindo, Sakharam Ganesh Deuskar. He was born on the 17th of December 1869 in a village near Deoghar, Jharkhand.
His name signifies the confluence of Bengali and Marathi. His ancestors had migrated from Deos village in Maharashtra and settled at Karan in Bengal, hence the surname Deuskar.
One of Deuskar's works which most influenced the national awakening was Deshor Kotha, published in 1904. It was translated in Hindi as Desh Ki Baat. Sakharam Deuskar composed this historical work to depict the ruin of India's economy by the British. Deuskar considered Bal Gangadhar Tilak as his political guru. Sakharam Deuskar breathed his last in 1912. We pay tribute to the great patriot.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
Best wishes to all consumers for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Hallmark ensures purity of gold. Always purchase Hallmark gold jewelry. For any consumer-related complaints, please contact National Consumer Helpline toll-free number 14404. Issued in public interest by the Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India, Jago Grahak Jago. In hockey, India registered a big 3-1 win over arch-rivals Pakistan in a high-intensity round-robin clash of men's Asian Champions Trophy in Dhaka. Harmanpreet Singh and Akashdeep Singh were among the goal scorers for India. With this, India have consolidated their position at the top of the table with 2 wins and a draw in the 3 matches. India will now take on Japan on Sunday at 3 p.m. Indian time. The top 4 teams at the round-robin stage will progress to the semi-final matches, which will take place on the 21st of this month. And in badminton, Indian shuttlers Kidambi Srikanth and Lakshya Sen today advanced into the semi-finals of the men's singles event of the BWF World Championships at Huelva in Spain. With Lakshya joining Srikanth in the last 4, India have assured themselves at least 2 medals in the tournament. Srikanth beat Netherlands' Mark Kaljaw, while Lakshya Sen defeated Zhao Junpeng of China in their quarter-final matches. However, 2-time Olympic medalist PV Sindhu lost to top seed and world number 1 Tai Tzu Ying of Chinese Taipei in the quarter-final of the women's singles.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. National capital Delhi will have mainly clear sky. Kolkata and Mumbai are also expected to have mainly clear sky. Jammu, Srinagar, Leh, Gilgit and Muzaffarabad will have mainly clear sky. Thiruvananthapuram and Puducherry will have partly cloudy sky. In the northeast, Guwahati, Aizawl and Agartala will have fog in the morning and mainly clear sky later. Imphal, Shillong, Kohima, Itanagar and Gangtok will have mainly clear sky. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi asserts development in Kashi can be a roadmap for the entire country. Virtually chairs All India Mayors Conference at Varanasi. Prime Minister hosts roundtable interaction with representatives of venture capital and private equity funds in New Delhi. Seeks suggestions towards improving ease of doing business in India. Foundation stone of Ganga Expressway to be laid by Prime Minister at Shahjahanpur district in Uttar Pradesh tomorrow. India and France discuss bilateral, regional and defence issues during 3rd Annual Defence Dialogue in Delhi. India-Central Asia Dialogue to begin in Delhi tomorrow. Centre says country is administering COVID-19 vaccine doses at highest rate in the world. Government appeals to people to avoid mass gatherings and non-essential travel in view of infectious Omicron variant of COVID-19. In hockey, India thrashed arch-rivals Pakistan 3-1 in round-robin clash of Men's Asian Champions Trophy in Dhaka, and Indian shuttlers Kidambi Srikanth and Lakshya Sen storm into semi-finals of men's singles at World Championships in Spain, assure India of 2 medals. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.